All right. Oops, kaboom. I'm setting up my little bitty tripod. There's our yard, our house. I'm going to wait for a minute or two. I just wanted to make sure I could get the camera or the iPhone in landscape rather than portrait. And so this is our backyard. You can see lots of windows south facing, so that when we're sheltering in the house, we get some sunlight at least, and we can open the windows when it's warm. It's about 50 degrees here today. Let's see, I think I'll turn it around. It must be time. Here I am. Oop, Sharon is hiding out of the breeze, but if you can see beside me, we have a heater in our little pavilion and a fan for me and heat for Sharon. So that works out pretty well. And we're waiting for spring, and just like spring is really going to come, so someday there'll be an end to this COVID-19 struggle, and who knows when, but it's coming, and they keep pushing the time beyond May 4th. We'll see what happens. We want to be careful, we want to be wise in what we do, but I thought it would be kind of interesting. Sharon encouraged me to have some live updates, and so here I am sitting this. See our neighbor's yard behind me. We live in Newburyport, but there's a nice big lawn behind us, so it's like being out in the country where we used to live. So as I mentioned yesterday, that we're going to try to have something live at 10:45. I'm still struggling with the tech people to figure out how to get Laura and Marquise live with me. I just got a funny signal. Oh, somebody joined me. Hi. I'm in the garden, or in the backyard. We have a little pavilion here looking at the neighbor's backyard. And as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to try to have something each day, 10:45, and figure out how to get Laura and Marquise live. We have software to do that, but the tech support hasn't been very helpful in figuring out exactly how to get it live public on Facebook. It looks like we will not be having, well, I'm sure we will not be having a Good Friday service in the church, but as I mentioned again yesterday, we will have a live introduction to a videotaped play. We were going to have the play live, but obviously can't do that. So the Still Small Theater group from Gordon College is preparing a video that they're going to share with us and other churches, and so we're going to I'm going to meet with the deacons and trustees and all virtually with a chat room and work out some details, but it looks like 12 o'clock and 7 o'clock will go live each time, so that depending on your schedule, you can be on Good Friday with us. Easter Sunday we won't be back in the church either, so we just have to adapt. Food pantry will be open tomorrow from 10 to 11:30. It'll be outdoors in the parking lot, so that we won't be crowded together in the building, and there'll be bags prepared. You can pick up a bag and leave, and maintain it as best social distancing as you can. We won't be distributing clothes in the food part of our food pantry, so please don't drop off any clothes until after we reopen following the COVID-19 restrictions. But if someone you know is in need of food and can't come Saturday, or is nervous about being in a crowd, then call or email the church, and we'll arrange a time where people can come one at a time or whatever, and pick up a box at the door in order to be more safe. I did post a Spotify list of songs that are kind of compatible with our verse of the day, and about an hour ago, so you can look at that and listen to those songs. I've just turned my camera around, or my phone. So there's our yard. We have a fish pond, some goldfish, but they're kind of dormant until the water gets to be about 40 degrees. Sharon is hiding in the greenhouse. That was my grandfather's, and it's come with us to Concord, New Hampshire, to Derry, and now it's here in Newburyport. But let's prove the fact that spring comes. It really is. Sharon's quite the gardener. We're getting a few little crocus and some let me get the shade there. Grape hyacinth and others. Here's our famous Lenten rose I've been posting pictures of, but it's bashful today. It's facing away from us. A couple of crocus. Oops, here I am casting a shadow. And so our garden is quite nice, but spring is coming. And when things pop up, I'll show you a little bit more. There's the street. So anyway, I seem to be babbling. I need to straighten our bird feeder pole that we use to combat the squirrels. Let me see, what do I aim at? I'll aim at these flowers. Our verse of the day. Well, let me come back so you can see me for whatever it's worth. Verse of the day is 2 Corinthians 4, 6 through 9. Let me get the sun there. I'll look in the sun so you can see my handsome face. For God, who said, "Let the light shine out of darkness," made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Christ. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. Sharon read an article yesterday, and the writer ended with those verses. And in the light of the COVID-19 situation, we want to remind ourselves that, you know, it's a nuisance, and some people are sick. There are people who have died. It's quite a harsh thing. It's a tragedy. We want to pray for one another, pray for those who are directly affected. But we need to remember God has not abandoned us. We want to trust God, but we also need to be careful. Be careful. And I was just flashing up. It appears that there's been a couple of blips, and it's disconnected, reconnected. I think there's a lot of traffic on the internet because everyone's home. But trust God. Be careful. We used to say to our kids when they were young, behave and stay haved. So that's my advice to you. Everyone behave and stay haved. Bye-bye.